Pats, team of destiny, lucky, good. Where are you on New England?
This whole idea that the Patriots are lucky or a fraud or a fluke or what, it makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. Guys, they're 17-3 this season. We've talked about this before. This is not college football. You cannot schedule the Citadel for homecoming. You're playing NFL teams. They've just beat 3 straight playoff teams to make the Super Bowl. I don't get this. I know that people want to discount the Patriots because they don't want the Patriots to be back. And Caroline's going to send off sarcastic tweets and all that kind of stuff's going to happen. But this is not some this is a 5-win team that lucked its way into a Super Bowl somehow. No, this is a very good, well-coached football team with a guy who's probably going to finish second in the MVP race in Drake Maye, a quarterback. I don't get where this is coming from. I really don't. The Patriots are good. Are they going to win a Super Bowl? I don't know. We'll talk about that, I know. But this notion that the Patriots just had some horseshoe stuck up their keister and that's why they're in a Super Bowl, it's just wrong. This is a good football team. Yes, they had an easy schedule. Good for them. They took advantage. You know, also had an easy schedule. 1999 Rams. We don't talk about them being lucky anymore. We're not sitting here 25 years down the road saying, oh, Kurt Warner, that was a fluke because this was his strength of schedule. Strength of schedule has never even been a thing. Strength of schedule, let me go on a rant here, Fitz. You know I like to do that. Strength of schedule is only being brought up this year because people want to justify their vote for Matthew Stafford for MVP. That's it. It has never been a thing in our lives when we talk about NFL football. NFL football, you're playing tough teams every single week. Now, all of a sudden, because we need some justification to vote for Matthew Stafford, which is a fine pick, by the way, just do it. You don't got to make excuses for it. Now we're making this big deal up about strength of schedule, and that has permeated into the Pats as a team and saying they're lucky. They're not lucky. They're very, very good, deserving AFC champions.
Caroline, let me jump in real quick. Frank, I want to ask you a follow-up question because we worked together for a long time, all right? So you were first of anybody I heard anywhere a year ago saying, hey, Washington's going to take a step back because if you look at them, they weren't that great. I know they went to the NFC Championship game, but that wasn't sustainable. I'm going to ask you now, since you saw that ahead in Washington, do you think that the Patriots are sustainably back?
Yes, I do. I think their draft class this year is very good. And it's Drake Maye. Drake May's there. I get it. You're going to say Jaden Daniels. What about him? But I think that this is a better foundation than the Commanders had. The Commanders did have a really old roster coming into the year. They won a ton of close games last year. We remember the Hail Mary and the overtimes and all this. I don't see that with the Patriots. Are the Patriots going to go 14-3 in the regular season next year and make a Super Bowl? Probably not. I'd vote against that. I don't think they're going to go 16-1 next season. They're probably going to take a step back, but not like the Commanders. They're on solid footing here. This is a good Patriots team, and a big part of that is Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is going to be coach of the year, and for good reason. How the Tennessee Titans let him out the door, I have no idea. Did you see the stat? I wish I could credit it right now, that the Patriots have more wins since mid-December than the Titans have since they fired Mike Vrabel. It's just unbelievable to me. But I think the combination of their young, talented core, their quarterback, and their coach means that the Patriots, yes, they're going to take a step back next year because 14-3 is hard, but not a big step back.
I'm glad you bring up the Titans, Frank, because I think that there are two groups of people that are bemoaning the Patriots being back in the Super Bowl. One group is Jets fans, Bills fans, Dolphins fans, and the other, the people that hate you. The second group is your exes. So who do you think woke up saltier today that the Patriots and Mike Vrabel are in the Super Bowl? Is it Amy Adams Strunk, the owner of the Tennessee Titans, or is it Bill Belichick?
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't expect you to throw Bill out there. I think Bill's probably happy for Vrabel being a former player of his and all, but I don't know if Amy Adams Strunk even watches the NFL. I don't know what she's doing.
That's what I said.
don't even know if she's. I mean, there was a report that Amy Adams Strunk is going to join the second round of interviews for the Titans head coaching search. She had something better to do during the first round of interviews. Amy Adams Strunk wasn't involved. That was a story to me. Not that she's going to sit down on Robert Saleh's second interview. Why wasn't she there for the first one? So I don't know if Amy Adams Strunk is paying enough attention to really get in this conversation. So maybe it's Bill. Maybe Bill's can't believe this Patriots team that I brought into disrepair is back in the Super Bowl.
I would give Titans fans just a little modicum of hope. If he had stayed in Tennessee, he wouldn't have Drake Maye and Josh McDaniels, which is part of the success. I'm just trying to be a beacon of light. All right, you live in Denver, though, Frank, and so you are surrounded by Broncos fans. We spent, in fairness, the last block talking about Sean Payton letting his team down and getting his ass kicked by Mike Vrabel. What do you make of Payton in yesterday's game specifically?
Everybody talks about the fourth down. I had no problem with it. I can't lie. Like, I'm not going to sit here and do hindsight on you guys and be like, well, of course he should have kicked the field goal. Look how the game ended up. In the moment, I thought the Broncos did have momentum. Their defense is playing really well, and it's 4th and 1, and that's a go-for-it situation in the NFL. Now, to me, it's not cut and dried. I'm not going to sit here and be like, like a lot of analytics people do, saying, how dare you say they should have kicked the field goal? Here are the numbers. Like, I don't do that. I think it was a coin flip. And Sean Payton just said, let's be aggressive. Let's try to go up 14. Everybody was saying, like, well, you had to know it's going to be a low-scoring game. Like, you got to take a field goal. Well, if you know it's a low-scoring game with a backup quarterback and you got a chance for 7 more points, don't you go? You can make the same argument for going for it. You can say, this is going to be a low-scoring game. 7 points could put this game away. So I had no problem with the decision to go for it. I hated the play call. I thought it was a bad play call, but Payton explained it. He said, look, we're gonna run against them, but they came out 6 defensive line front, so we didn't feel like we could run against it. We went with this play. Obviously, we saw the play stood him pressured right away and threw it low and incomplete. It looked bad, but he even said, like, going back and looking at it, the run was probably the better decision. That's where I had a problem with it. Not the decision to go for it on 4th. I'm fine with it. That's the NFL in 2026. You get aggressive on 4th downs now, especially 4th. This wasn't 4th and 4, 4th and 6. 4th and 1, you should be able to convert in the NFL. I just didn't like the play call.
Let's go to another Sean who made a decision that has been highly criticized in a conference championship game. Sean McVay deciding to go for it on 4th and 4 deep in the Seahawks territory late in the NFC Championship game last night. Your thoughts on Sean McVay's not just decision to go for it, but his decision making in that sequence as a whole?
Yeah, I didn't love it. I'll be honest with you. I thought, it's 4th and 4. There's differences to me. There's a big difference between 4th and 4 and 4th and 1, especially when you're inside the 10-yard line, that constricted space. It's going to be tough to pick up 4th and 4 right there. So immediately I thought, I don't know what Sean's going to do, but I think I kicked a field goal here. You're down 1. You got 5 minutes left. You got to trust your defense to get 1 stop. And I think if you get Matthew Stafford the ball back with a minute and a half left, 2 minutes left, I think he's going to drive you down and get that field goal. We saw that's not how it played out. They got the ball back with like 10 seconds left or whatever. But yes, I understand him going for it there because you're within the 10-yard line and it makes sense. How often are you going to get a shot at a touchdown there? But I think he would have been fine to kick the field goal and say, my defense in the last 5 minutes of this game can get 1 stop and get the ball back to the MVP of the league to drive us down for a field goal.
All right, so let's talk about the winning quarterback in that game was Sam Darnold. And again, Frank, I remember just a few months ago when we were on Inside Coverage together, and I kept saying, hey, Vikings fans, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret Sam Darnold walking out the door. And Vikings fans went after. So look, my very professional response to Vikings fans is, how you feeling now? What was your professional analysis of what we've actually seen? Has Sam Darnold turned such a corner that we can forgive his past and just accept this new Sam Darnold?
I think so. I mean, people, and I don't even really know why, that people are so quick. Anytime Sam Darnold makes any bad play, it's like, oh, see, he's a fraud. He stinks. Like, well, why? He has played. I can't even do the math in my head now. It's 38 games over the past 2 seasons, 37 games over the past. He's had like 2 bad games, 3 bad games, maybe. Like, Sam Darnold has been a really, really good quarterback. Is he Patrick Mahomes? Is he Josh Allen? No, he's not. But he's a very good quarterback you could build around. And look, I have to give props to the Seahawks here because a lot of teams, most teams in the NFL, especially the bad teams, if you're stuck in the middle of the road at quarterback and like, this guy really isn't taking us to a Super Bowl, what do? You pay him anyway because you're like, well, this is the safe call. We don't want to get fired if we change quarterbacks. Twice in the past 3 years, the Seahawks have made bold trades at quarterback. The Russell Wilson trade, which, by the way, brought back a lot of picks that helped them win this NFC Championship, and then Geno Smith last offseason. They kind of just said, you know what, John Schneider, their GM, I have enough job security where I could do this because I think it's right for the franchise. And what did they do? They traded Geno Smith to some team. I can't remember Fitz. I don't know where he went, but that didn't work out because the Seahawks knew we're not going anywhere with Geno Smith. Let's do something different. Where most teams would say, we can't trade Geno Smith. What if the next guy stinks and we all get fired? So I give a lot of respect to the Seahawks front office for saying, this is not getting us to a Super Bowl. Maybe Sam Darnold can. We saw him play really well with the Vikings last year. We're going to try this next. I would like to say that has a template for the rest of the NFL, but I know better. I know these NFL teams are still just going to say, well, what can we do? CJ Stroud, that rookie year, we got to pay him $55 million a year. What else are we going to do? Like, that's going to, like, this is just going to keep repeating itself, and the Seahawks are going to keep kind of running circles around everybody.
Kind of feels like career resurrection has been the key for so many teams over the last couple of years. I look at Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. I know that kind of fell off the rails once he got injured, but still, that was kind of, I don't want to say a cautionary tale, but maybe a message to the rest of the league that just because we have our minds made up about what a certain guy is or what he can be doesn't necessarily mean that that's what he's going to be for the rest of his career. But now we get Patriots and Seahawks in the Super Bowl, a rematch of what we got 11 years ago. You have said that Super Bowl matchup between the Patriots and the Seahawks was one of the greatest games in NFL history. Does this version of Patriots Seahawks have the makings of being another all-timer?
I don't like to correct you, Caroline. You're usually right about most things, but I have said it's the best game in NFL history. I believe Super Bowl 49 is the best game ever played. So yes, I know. How dare you? But no, I do think that was the best game in NFL history. I don't believe this one is going to take over as the 1B to that game, but I like this matchup. I've heard some complaints about this matchup, like, oh, whatever, Sam Darnold and the lucky Patriots team. These are 2 14-3 teams. The Seahawks, we've been looking for a great team all season, and here the Seahawks team is 16-3, including the playoffs. Their 3 losses have come by combined 9 points. The Seahawks team is very, very good. There's stars on both sides of the ball for them. Mike Macdonald is already a coaching star. He's kind of the defensive McVay. He was kind of touted as that, and it's become that unbelievably. And again, I think this Patriots team is really, really good. I think the criticisms of them is just sour grapes. People still see the helmet and hate the Patriots because of the 2 decades of dominance. Now, this Patriots team is really good. I think there's a fantastic Super Bowl matchup. Nope, it's not going to be Super Bowl 49, the greatest NFL game ever played, but it's going to be worth your while on Super Bowl Sunday. I think it's a really good one.
Fun fact, I was in the stadium for that game, and I'll never forget the absolute it's not the play that I always think of, it's the stunned silence. An entire stadium went silent when he dropped back to pass because they couldn't believe it was happening. And then the eruption of sound. I'll never still get goosebumps.
And the Jermaine Kearse play before that, everybody forgets. It was maybe the greatest catch in Super Bowl history if the Seahawks win that game, and nobody remembers.
Mike Macdonald had some eye-opening sound this week about only seeing his kid for 30 minutes a week because he's so locked in. But Mike Vrabel on Bustin' with the Boys said that he cut off his you-know-what for a Super Bowl. So the real question is, which Mike wants this more? This Super Bowl, which Mike wants it more?
Man, if you're willing to do that, yeah, Mike Vrabel, that sound will live in infamy. Yes, he probably had no idea that we'd be still talking about it 2 years later. But yes, if you're willing to go to that measure, probably I got to side with Vrabel on who wants it more because that's a sacrifice, my friend. That's a big sacrifice. So yeah, I got to give this one to Vrabel.